I was watching. I scroll through reels all the time, just like anyone else. It pulls me down a rabbit hole, and I get to one where it's a bunch of girls just talking, and one of them was talking about like this is going to go down a rabbit hole, but she was talking about how hot athletes are, right? But then she's like, well, if you see them in a bar, they really that hot. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. What I'm getting at is the athletes she was talking about were NASCAR drivers, and the entire set looks at her and they're like, NASCAR's not a sport, and it just spurned this whole argument. So what I wanted to talk about to kick this off is there anything out there that you think should not be considered a sport, that things are a sport? What camp are you in? Because I growing up, I remember certain people say, oh, NASCAR's not a sport, cheerleading's not a sport.
So what classifies something as a sport? Like, so what I mean by that is, like, if it's shown on ESPN, is it a sport? Because, like, are we counting the spelling bee?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't go that far.
So just general, if people think it's a sport. NASCAR to me is a sport.
You know, by the terms that I'm going to put out there, you said spelling bee, and my immediate reaction was no. But by my terms that I'm going to say make something a sport, the spelling bee might be a sport.
It might be a mental. That's
it might be a sport.
I don't know.
Here's how I define a sport. Is it competitive? Like, can you win it? Yes.
Yeah.
So NASCAR, yes. Spelling bee, yes. Does it take some sort of skill to win it? Spelling bee, like, yeah. Like, it takes a mental skill. NASCAR, yes. Like, you could tell me all day some Joe Schmo thinks he can drive 200 miles an hour around a track and win, but I guarantee he's going in the wall. Like, he doesn't know how to do that.
Yeah, those cars don't have power steering, do they?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
Which makes it, if you've never driven a car that doesn't have power steering, it's so hard. I think it's easier as it goes a little faster. But when I was we ain't doing this again.
Fucking dogs.
Although I do love the SpongeBob cut-ins. Anyway, when I was a valet, I had to drive a couple cars with no power.
I've done that.
Oh my God! Like, it takes some arm strength to be able to turn.
That's only when you're not moving. Like you said, when you're moving,
it's not as bad.
A deal. So my dad, when I was growing up, he had this truck we called Big Red. It was an old Ford. Never had power steering, and I used to have to drive it around the block and like do shit. And man, I hated that truck.
I think the only, like, what I would add to it. Were you done giving me your?
Yeah, Old Red.
No, I mean, were you done giving me your?
Oh yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter. Who fucking knows? Just take it wherever you want it.
I think the only thing I would add is there some kind of physical strain or requirement to do it? Because I think that's what I think of as sport, is something physical. That's why I don't count the spelling bee. I mean, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, maybe you get some negative feedback from that, but I think if it takes like some physical skill to do it.
Is chess a sport? They crown a champion.
I put that in it's like a mental sport.
Yeah.
I think that's a different kind of thing.
All
Maybe.
right.
I don't know. I'm not ever going to call something not a sport if I can't do it.
That's kind of how I feel too, right? Like,
I would be done in a chess tournament within 2 minutes. And I don't even know what all the pieces do. And then a spelling bee? Nope. There's no chance. If I didn't have Siri, I'd be the worst texter in the world.
Just autocorrect all
I have
day.
the grammar of a third grader.
Oh, it sucks, man.
No.
Louisiana education for you.
Yeah. Specifically a Chalmette education.
Jesus. I can't say anything. I grew up in Jefferson Parish. It's not much better.
No, NASCAR specifically is 100% a sport. You said cheerleading, 100% a sport.
Darts. Are darts a sport?
Yeah. Cornhole, sport. Like, that's like all these new age sports, like darts and cornhole. I guess not darts, but like cornhole is a new thing.
Yeah.
Not new, but it's becoming like a professional thing now.
Yeah. Like bowling.
Bowling's definitely a sport. Spike ball, sport.
Pickleball.
Pickleball is having a moment.
It's having a fucking moment.
If anybody knows where I can go try to play some pickleball without having to buy the gear so I can just test it out, I would love to go play.
Isn't it like tennis? I don't even know what it is. I'm going to be honest with you.
They have pickleball. I don't know. They have pickleball courts at Pelican Park.
Okay.
I went and played basketball there last month, and as I was leaving, like I guess they do it on the tennis courts. There was like 5-6 courts completely full. I mean, hundreds of people. Pickleball is having a moment.
Yeah. I see it all the time on TV. Like Drew Brees invested in a pickleball team. Kevin Durant, I think, either bought one or was looking to buy one.
The
like
idea
all
of
these
Kevin
athletes.
Durant playing pickleball seems funny to me.
The idea of Kevin Durant just living
Dude,
day to day.
I'm all for trying like those ridiculous sports like that. Like when I was at UNO, me and a couple of my buddies would go play. We got into like a racquetball phase
Yeah.
because we were just working out and trying to find new ways to do cardio. So we'd go like basketball one day, and then we'd go play racquetball for like an hour and talk about a workout. And it's fun as hell.
I don't know if my knees could hold up. All
Not
the
now.
constant like jumping and cutting to get to
I want to try it. I want to try
I'm
pickleball.
old.
Is beer pong a sport?
I mean,
If you count cornhole, I feel like you have to count.
I
beer
think you
pong.
count beer pong. There's just there's like professional competitions for beer pong, right?
There's
I don't think they call it
there's
beer pong.
professional
It's like cup
competitions
pong
for
or something.
everything.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought it was a fun conversation.
Yeah,
Glad-
I mean, it's hard for me to come up with something that I don't think is a sport. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like that's a kind of an odd, like phrase or way to phrase it. But unless somebody just tells, like if you like you did, giving me a bunch of different things, is it a sport? Yes or no? That's all I got for you.
What about telling your wife you're going out with the boys? Is that a sport?
Drinking's a sport.
How do we properly navigate this? It takes a strategy. It's competitive.
Drink is it is both a mental sport and a physical
It's
sport.
covered all areas there. Oh man.